Hi everyone, so today we'll be talking about types of data and giving specific business examples. So first of all, we'll start with the primitive data. And of course, as the name implies, you can tell that it's the most basic form of data. It's usually serves one purpose and it contains very simple and pure values of the same kind. So these data could be numbers, could be dates, could be time, could be things with a singular value. And examples of them, those things would be, there are about 8 types: the bytes, shorts, int, long, float, double, char, and boolean, which can have, a true or false value. Now, so examples of those data would just be in business specifically, would be demographic data of consumers. Now, using the boolean type, which is true or false, it could just be if they're subscribers or not. So we can have a list of demographic data, like people who live around, and put true or false if they're subscribers or not to whatever the business is marketing or selling, or whatever the business makes. So we can always have true or false in that kind of form of data. And that's the most basic, as the name implies anyways, that's the most basic type of data. The next would be collections. Now, collections are a framework used to store and manipulate groups of data. That's it, it's a collection, and it holds a reference to a group of data, a group of objects. For example, a list could contain specific values from one aspect and then would be matched with another, like an array. So an array can contain, for example, let's just say a name, or market segmentation where there is a name of a person, as against in another list where the number one name would be against like the age group. So the name is on this side, and then you can take one from here, which is the name. You can take the age group, perhaps the income statement or the annual income range. So you can have different data and that you can manipulate in a collection. You can have a collection of single data that comes together for perhaps the purpose of marketing and the purpose of whatever purpose is in the business. And they always come in tables or other variable data. And finally, we have objects. Now, objects are non-primitive data, or they're reference data, and they're created by the specific users or for the purpose of the users themselves. They're the exact opposite of primitive data. Okay, so an object could be data that is compartmentalized information for the purpose of forecasting, prescription, and prescriptive analysis, and what have you. So an object is like an open-ended form of data saving. It makes you able to save even images, even keynotes, vendors, producer, products, and services. In the business model, it will be products, it will be services, it would be consumers. They are not these data are really not the same thing, and they are unique in their own forms. And then it will be making them in line with the business process, or the mode of the business. So that's what it is.